cities of the world, and one of the busiest. Millions of tons of goods move through it, and it is but one of the many major distribution centers in the country. It takes power to move so much goods. Efficient, dependable power. And big power in the smallest possible package means the biggest possible payload. This was the goal of the Cummins Engine Company in developing its 903 V8 engine. To achieve this goal of big, dependable power in a small package, Cummins took the unique step of inviting a panel of customers, members of the trucking industry, to participate in the development of the engine. After all of the laboratory testing had been completed, 903s were placed in fleets across the country to be operated like any other fleet engine. The first engine to reach 100,000 miles. The first to reach 200,000. The first at 300,000. And finally, the first to reach 400,000 miles. Each was torn down before the panel. The 400,000-mile teardown took place in San Francisco during a convention of the American Trucking Associations. This 903 engine had logged over 400,000 miles in less than 24 months in regular fleet operation. In all that time, it had never been torn down. Here in San Francisco, it was torn down, and the parts carefully measured as the panel of trucking industry experts watched. At this unprecedented 400,000-mile teardown, the panelists were joined by editors of several trade journals. One panelist described the unique development program of the 903 to Bruce Wadman, editor of Diesel and Gas Turbine Progress.
Bruce, in my years in this industry, I know of no engine that has received this type of test and evaluation, where the engine company, the manufacturer, has brought in a panel of users to observe and watch the disassembly and actual development of an engine. I participated in the 200,000-mile teardown of the 903, the 300,000, and of course now the 400,000. The pattern was pretty well developed in the preceding teardowns, and the capabilities of the engine have been brought out in these prior teardowns.
I have observed the disassemble of the 903 engine here, and it looks beautiful. I am of the opinion that we have a 600,000-mile engine here with maybe 300,000 miles ring jobs, valve grinding, bearing, and gaskets.
Well, it's 578 miles per quart is better than anything that I have experienced, and it would certainly be welcome in the Indian Head fleet.
Well, if the engine that we viewed yesterday and today were mine, I'm sure we could put it back in service for probably something less than $200 and expect another 200,000 miles out of it very easily.
And at the San Francisco teardown, Ed Shea, editor of Commercial Car Journal, talked with panelists about the remarkable condition of the 400,000-mile engine.
You would naturally look for a great deal of ring wear, and it just isn't present. There's very little evidence of this in the rings and the pistons and the liners.
How do you feel about that bearing wear? To me, it's, I don't know how to describe it.
Well, neither do I, really. It's just a little hard to tell yourself that this engine has accumulated 400,000 miles on it. The cam on it is beautiful. Even the load bearings, the upper half of the rod bearings are in excellent shape, and the lower half of the mains are almost perfect. Well, it's just hard to make yourself, you have to kind of pinch yourself once in a while to see if you're dreaming or if you're actually seeing what's laying on the table in front of you.
As to what this means for a total life of a 903,
well, naturally, we're all looking for all we can get, but it certainly looks to me as though this engine can easily produce or perform 500,000 miles on the original engine.
With this engine, I'm hoping for at least 650 to 700,000 miles of trouble-free service out of it.
Boy, it's a new world, isn't it?
It is a new world.
At every teardown, the statistics on the engine were impressive. It was on the basis of such figures that the San Francisco Municipal Transit Company specified 903 engines for 10 new buses.
Well, I think the add oil consumption of this engine is terrific. Compared with our present fleet, this is something we're looking for.
And about the repair costs, Fred Thomas had this to say.
Fantastic. At mill a mile, if we could come close to that, we'd be most happy.
Of course, the record of the test engines was compared to that of production engines. Panelists whose fleets had both were asked if they found any difference in performance.
None that I can tell, no. They're performing just like the field test engines were. Everything is just the same. We're getting excellent results.
If you disassemble them, you notice the same wear pattern.
That's right. Same thing.
Being in this program from the early stages, we found that the test engines were not hand-built as such, but were built on the assembly line, so they had the simulation of assembly line building. But we can see really no difference in the production engine that we're receiving today. I have 6 that are in the 100,000-mile area and performing equally as well as the test engines. The concept of building the engine at the factory on the assembly line, even though these were the initial 26 test engines, I think was an excellent idea because they were then not a hand-tooled, handmade engine for test and evaluation.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a good way to get everybody a little...
Back at CME headquarters in Los Angeles, Mr. Peters had this to say about the 903s in his fleet.
We feel that this is the finest test evaluation of an engine that's any engine has ever received. We like the 903s, number one, because of the weight per horsepower ratio. Secondly, we like the short configuration of the engine, which is ideal for our double trailer operations. Our loads are LTL freight in the average of 70,000 pounds gross vehicle weight.
In Winston-Salem, Hank Bauer talks about the 903s in the pilot fleet.
Well, as you can see from our expanded facilities here, that we are expanding our fleet in size and weights and horsepower. To stay abreast of the present-day times, we feel that this 903 engine has a lot of desirable features about it. One specifically is the short and compact package that we get with the 903. Plus, it is a very beautiful engine to operate. Performance-wise, it has almost outdone anything I've ever come in contact with. I'd like to have more of them in the fleet.
H&W Motor Express is headquartered in Iowa. President Cyril Whistle says of the 903.
We have to have a V8 engine in the cab-over truck in order to get maximum cube. You take 50 miles in every direction from Dubuque, which is our hub. We have to have brute power. And that's what the V903 has got. We plan on using nothing but V903 Cummins engines for the next few years exclusively on all of our cab-over equipment.
Fuel consumption, of course, is of major interest in the evaluation of any engine. LASME operates out of Seattle and has extremes in both temperature and terrain. Bill Churchill reports on the fuel consumption.
So far in the 903s, it's running approximately 4.4.
Pilot, operating on the East Coast, also has a variety of terrain and weather. Hank Bauer reports the fuel consumption.
Between 5.4 and 5.6 miles per gallon.
And at CME, Harlan Peters says,
The 903s are running right at 4.8 miles per gallon fuel consumption.
the Cummins 903 is a remarkable engine that has been proven by a remarkable test and evaluation program. In use today in every part of the country, the 903 has even proven itself in situations its designers had not contemplated. For instance, the turnaround operation of terminal transport on the Sunshine Parkway. President John Spickerman describes it.
We're using the Sunshine Parkway to operate doubles, operating from Orlando to Miami, Florida. The power unit used is a Kenworth, and it's powered with a V903 V8 Cummins engine. And we're pulling twin 45 trailers. The unit is total length is 110 feet long, and we gross up to as high as 137,000 to 138,000 pounds. We're operating on the southbound, of which we're ordinarily loaded. We have a maximum road speed of approximately 58 miles an hour. The unit is geared to with a 13-speed transmission with I believe they have an 8% overdrive. And on the return move, we're operating in overdrive due to the fact that our load factor northbound is much less than it is going south, which gives us an economical operation. And to my knowledge, I believe these units are operating at about 4.9 miles per gallon.
Ben White of Terminal Transport said of the 903s,
well, on the one original engine, we have in excess of 440,000 miles. On the rest of the V903s we're operating, they're approaching 100,000 miles at this time.
As to an overhaul on the 440,000-mile engine,
we haven't made an in-frame overhaul, nor has any other repair been made to the basic engine. In my opinion, no engine that I know of at the present time could equal this engine under any circumstances, past or present.
As Cummins looks to the future, in the development of new engines and new forms of power, it will continue the unique testing and evaluation program inaugurated with the V903. Tested in the laboratory and on the highway, proven at the teardowns, in actual fleet operation and under extreme conditions, the Cummins 903 is gaining worldwide recognition as an outstanding power package. Backed up, of course, by the worldwide organization of Cummins Engine Company.